So I'd like to briefly talk about HADES, or the Health Analytics Data to Evidence Suite. I'm not sure whether we are a work group or just an extension of the patient level prediction / population level estimation work group, but we do have a specific group of people that is working on HADES. And of course, the question you will have is, what is HADES? Formally, this is known as the methods library, which may not ring a bell as well. But just so you know, that HADES is currently a set of 19 R packages and counting. So we hope to have more included as time goes on. Some of the names that might ring a bell are the patient level prediction package, the cohort method package, Cyclops package, or SQL render, but there are many more. These packages implement data analytics based on the common data model. So for example, the patient level prediction package allows you to fully specify and implement a prediction study against the common data model with basically just a few lines of R code. So it's fully data to results in one solution. The reason why we combine all these packages into HADES is that we felt it necessary to have some minimum quality requirements for these packages. So basically, the packages that are inside of HADES are the ones that we, as the people in HADES, have put on our stamp of approval that it meets some minimum requirements. And these include, amongst others, the fact that we have continuous integration. So there's continuous testing using unit testing of these packages to make sure that they are as bug-free as we can get them. That key components are validated. So the study that Mark already cited in Harvard Data Science Review, I view as a validation of our tools, where we show that they actually produce the results that you would expect. We have quite an extensive set of documentation, which I'll show a little bit later on. And also that these packages perform cross-platform. So not just on, say, Postgres on Windows, but really across all of the technologies that people are using within the OHDSI community. A little bit more about on that later as well. Even if you might not have heard of HADES, the name HADES, I think some of these packages actually are used in pretty much all of the OHDSI studies. So it's well used, I would say. So as part of our exercise to formulate objectives and key results, we have come to a statement of the HADES objective, which is to enable the OHDSI community to perform observational research following OHDSI best practices for characterization, population level estimation, and patient level prediction by providing a cohesive set of open source analytic software. So the idea is that within OHDSI, and especially within the PLP/POE working group, we hope by methods research to establish best practices for observational research, and HADES would hopefully enable others to adhere to those best practices by using the packages within HADES. And by a cohesive set of open source analytics software, we're basically trying to say our packages, but we're not wedded to R. Just currently, we have a single ecosystem, which is R, where we have all of our solutions. I would encourage everybody to visit our website, which has a lot of information. So this is the website. We have a full list of all the packages included in HADES. And for each of these packages, if you just click on them, you're brought to the documentation of that package with things like just documentation of the functions in the package, but also articles on how to use the packages to perform your analysis. So quite extensive. Also, I'd like to point out that even though our metric in HADES is not on publications, we have a list of at least some of the papers that have used the Hades packages. And as you can see, that's quite already a impressive list of packages, but I'm pretty sure that this list is far from complete. There are also instructions on if you want to know how to set up R and install the Hades packages. And also already, I'd like to call out that we also have regular meetings. So every third Thursday of the month, we have our Hades meeting. The next one is February 18, and that's at basically noon Eastern time for those of you on the East Coast. Going back to my slides. All right, so everybody is welcome to join Hades just to hear what we have to say, but there's actually a opportunity to work as part of or get paid to participate in Hades, because there is a opening at the Erasmus Medical Center under Peter Rijnbeek, where one of your main focuses will be on helping out Hades development and helping support and further develop these packages. So if you're interested, please go to this forum post and get in touch with Peter. All right, so we have started thinking about the key results for Hades. One thing to mention here is that I think we've been a little bit become the victim of our own success, in that Hades has a lot of users. As I showed, there are many studies using Hades. We don't have that many developers, so that might explain to you why our first key result that we're aiming for is that we would like to reduce the dependency on a small number of developers, and try to make sure that there's not just a few maintainers that maintain everything, but that at most a single individual is responsible for 5 of the R packages, where 5 is just a number to call out, of course, not cast in stone. Our second key result for 2021 is that we want to increase the unit test coverage. So some of our packages already have a very good coverage. So we're very, like the POP package, patient level prediction package, is one of the packages where we have good coverage. So we feel very confident that most of the major functions are functioning properly. That is not the case for all 19 packages. So we want to boost that coverage and thereby boosting the reliability of the packages. So those are the 2 key results that we've have agreement on within the Hades working group. Another one that's on the radar is that we want to have at least 50 OHDSI studies use at least one Hades package. That's actually probably trivial because that happens automatically. We're also thinking about changes to the way that the Shiny apps work. Currently, they are very monolithic, and we want to make those more modular, but it's hard to form that as a key result. And we have some other directions that we're thinking in, but as you can see by the first 2 key results, one of our focuses for 2021 will be one where we try to increase the reliability and robustness of the software to get to a more stable place for all those users that are using these packages, and from there on, hopefully move on and expand the functionality of these packages. One other thing to call out is the database platform. So this is a ongoing discussion in OHDSI that everybody that has a new database platform insists that we must support that new platform. I think Spark is the latest one that people are calling out must be supported. We had a discussion on this in the steering committee meeting last Friday. And the idea for now is that the decision on which platforms will be supported will lie with the CDM working group, which will be represented by Claire, the Hades working group, which I will represent, and the OHDSI infrastructure, which is Lee Evans as the leading role there. A minimum requirement that I have stated is that we must have a platform. If we say that we support it within OHDSI, say SQL Server or Oracle, the minimum requirement is that we must have that platform available for unit testing. And so currently that is not the case for the majority of the platforms, which is why a lot of people, if they run it on their platform, they find that there is a bug and we have to say, yeah, we just never tested it on BigQuery because we don't have that available for testing. And I think that's a situation that we have to fix. So that if you're running one of the Hades packages, at least you know that we performed all the unit tests on that same platform, and you have some assurance that it will run without issues. Other requirements for platforms to include will still need to be decided. All right, with that, I guess I hand it back to you, Craig, and leave time for questions.